We're live. I can't. I don't know what that background is, but I have a feeling I can deduce it a little bit. But
Jalen Carter punching Mahomes in the face.
welcome back to the Hydro and Co show. Chase, Kennel, how we doing?
Fantastic. How you doing?
Great, bud.
I can't complain, and I know Chase sure as hell can't, because the Super Bowl was this past Sunday, and the Philadelphia Eagles have officially done it. The dynasty has been broken, and the Philadelphia Eagles are your 2024 NFL champs.
It's been a long run.
Congrats, Chase, on that. We're going to talk about that and a few other things. We're going to kind of wrap up the NFL season this week. Next week will be our official leap into baseball. But until then, we're talking football this one last week. And no better way to start the episode than talking about the Super Bowl. So, Chase, really just want to get your thoughts and feelings of the game first, since it is your team, of course, that won. But and then we can kind of talk about some things that we noticed and saw throughout the game that was intriguing, and then we can go from there. So, take it away.
Yeah. I think obviously I'll talk more about it whenever we all kind of get into it. First thing first, for the viewing audience, I just want to take us off the screen and we're going to admire this picture for about 5 seconds. So we'll be back in about 5 seconds. Okay. That felt good. That felt good to look at. And in fact, the best part about that was there was no flag thrown. Um, but yeah, I think I said, maybe not on this podcast, but on the other ones that I have, I feel like it could be a blowout. Um, just because I felt like the Eagles were just so much better team than the Chiefs, and I feel like that if you pick the Chiefs, you strictly pick them because, well, they always win, or Patrick Mahomes doesn't lose in Super Bowls. Obviously, besides the Bucks one, and I just felt like we were a better team. And I think the moment during the day that I knew we were going to win was, so John Hamm comes out, says, "Welcome to the Chiefs." They're loud boos, just loud boos. I'm like, oh, what's going on here? And then Bradley Cooper comes out. He says, "Please welcome your 2024 NFC champions, EAGLES." And there's a chant behind each letter. And then the crowd goes crazy when the Eagles come out. Didn't expect that. At that point, I knew we were going to win. And then opening night, the Chiefs felt like it just seemed like they were just focused on like everything but the game, just like the theatrics of it. But it was a great game to watch. We'll obviously talk about it, but I know that outside of like the Philadelphia fan base and the Raiders and the Broncos and the Chargers, probably wasn't a fun game to watch. Um, but I had the time of my life. Didn't have to really sweat it. I didn't cry like I thought I would. Because once the Eagles ran out, I got a little teary eyed just because like we're here, and then because there was no like dramatics towards the end, and we were up 24-0 at half. I kind of knew in my head that, hey, we're probably going to win this thing. So like it didn't hit me. I was just more happy for the players. But yeah, what do you guys think about the game?
I fucking loved it, bud. Fuck the Chiefs.
Yeah.
They got their damn ass whooped from start to finish, and I was excited. Me and Bryce were watching it together. We were high fiving. I think I broke my hand on one of them, but it's okay. I'd do it all over again. And Patrick Mahomes is the most overrated quarterback ever, especially when you talk about all-time debates. Why don't we go ahead and mention Drew Brees, Joe Montana, Aaron Rodgers? Let's mention those people again, because all those people are better all-time quarterbacks, and I don't want to hear shit about Patrick Mahomes being in that conversation. All right, Wyatt, you can go ahead.
I mean, I'm going to be honest. I stopped watching the game with about 6 minutes to go in the third quarter and went home. Like, our Super Bowl party ended in the middle of the third quarter. Like, that's how big of a blowout it was. We're like, all right, well, let's just get 45 minutes of our life back and get home before it gets too late. And we got up and we went home. And I will say the first quarter, it was close. The game was exciting. There was turnovers. There was it was a fun game to watch. And I wish it would have. I'm not saying I wish the result would have changed. I just wish it would have been more intriguing throughout the whole game. But at the end of the day, the better team won. The better team on paper won, and that better team came out and played a better football game. And I know there's all kinds of different things we can talk about in terms of the defense playing well, but my boy Kellen Moore got him a ring, and dapped up Nick Sirianni and said, "Appreciate it. I'm on to New Orleans." So I'm happy for my head coach to get a Super Bowl ring. It'll be the last Super Bowl ring he gets for a while, because I don't think we're going to sniff the Super Bowl anytime soon in New Orleans. But other than that, I'm happy for Kellen. I'm happy for Zach Bond. Shout out to him. We did him dirty, and he got redemption. I'm happy for him. And I'm also happy for C.J. Gardner-Johnson getting him a ring. So he still plays for the Eagles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, whew. I've been playing a lot of Madden lately. There's been people on different teams and shit, so I just want to make sure I was like thrown off. But
No,
I'm
he's out there.
I'm happy for those guys, and I'm happy for you and Bryce, especially for you guys to get. I always want to see, the boys get their teams in the Super Bowl, and if there's always a chance for one of our teams to win, it's always a good day. So excited for y'all and excited for the Eagles.
Yeah. There's been a lot of people. Well, there's a lot of storylines that come out of this game. The first one was like, is this one of the best teams to ever win a Super Bowl? I think so. At least in recent years, I feel like this is the most complete team, at least to win one. And then the biggest debate is now, where does Jalen Hurts rank amongst active quarterbacks? And I'm not going to rank him 1. I'm probably not going to rank him 2, but I do think he deserves credit, and he should be definitely in the top 5. And wherever you rank him is where you rank him. But I do think he deserves to be in that. You can maybe put him in elite if you want, but I mean, he's shown the past Super Bowls that he's can be an elite quarterback against the defense that is coached very well. So I don't know. I'm gonna fight that one to the end of time. Jalen Hurts is by far one of my favorite players ever. He's only been here for 5 years now. And then his story is cool too. He got benched in the national title game because he couldn't throw the ball. Tua got hurt in the SEC championship game. He comes in, wins the game for him. He gets drafted by the Eagles. Fans didn't like it. Media didn't like it. He doesn't win the first time around, and then finally he gets his redemption story. And then it was nice to see him get kind of emotional because he just never shows emotion whatsoever. But I'm happy. I'm happy for him. There's a lot of stories on this team that I feel really good about. And the best part is a lot of people are saying Saquon carried this team, and that Jalen Hurts can't do it without Saquon. Well, Saquon got held to 57 yards on 25 carries. He averaged 2 yards a carry, and then Jalen kind of did his thing. But yeah, I'm happy for the guys, and most importantly, I'm happy that Patrick Mahomes absolutely shit the bed. Throwing a pick to Cooper DeJean was the highlight of my night. Probably the highlight of most people's nights in America. Won't say the reason why, but it's out there. You can kind of figure it out yourself. But that was nice, and then just to watch him get sacked almost every single play, it felt like that was nice. That was nice. I hate the Chiefs. I don't like Patrick Mahomes. I don't like his little thing he does trying to get the hurry up with the play. I don't like him sticking his tongue out. I hate him. I hate his voice. I hate everything about him. But I'm just happy that we won.
To kind of piggyback off a couple things you just said that I thought were interesting, I do think Jalen Hurts gets a lot of hate, and the best way that I personally can compare it to, I feel like he's the Jason Tatum of the NFL.
I hate Jason Tatum.
Well, I'm sorry you hate him, but their mannerisms are very the word's corny. They're corny in interviews. Both of them are I'm just here to win because I believe in myself over everybody else. Like stuff like that doesn't really show a whole lot of personality. So like I feel like that people don't like them because they're kind of corny and how they present themselves. But at the end of the day, they're both solid players. And I truthfully think Jalen gets a little more hate than he should. But I think it's kind of like Jason Tatum syndrome. A lot of people hate fucking Jason Tatum. But Jason Tatum's a great NBA player at the same time. Also, your complete team thing you were talking about, I think it'd be interesting just to rattle off a couple names here. Upcoming free agents for the Eagles: Josh Sweat, Brandon Graham, which he's probably done.
He's retiring. 99% sure he's retiring.
Zach Bond,
He'll be back.
Mekhi Becton,
He'll probably be back.
Avonte Maddox.
Don't care.
And then it kind of falls off from there. So really, Milton Williams isn't a starter, correct?
He's not technically a starter, but he plays more snaps than Jordan Davis, who is a starter.
Okay, so and Avonte Maddox, he doesn't really get to play much, does he? So that means you have 1, 2, 3, 4 starters, 5 if you count Brandon Graham, but he was hurt most of the back half of the year anyway. That are leaving, that are all easily, I would say some of easily re-signable over others. Like Mekhi Becton, y'all can get Mekhi Becton back. Like, I think Zach Bond might be tough. I think someone's going to throw Zach Bond a fucking biggie bag. And it's really going to come down to, do we really want to pay him this much fucking money? Josh Sweat, I think, will also be similarly that way. It's really just what's the market, you know? If they're the best edge and linebacker on the market, which I don't think they are, I haven't really looked at it, but I assume there's someone better that's in free agency this year. Then you guys have shown time and time again the ability to develop talent through the draft, especially on the defensive side of the ball. So,
the highlight of my night, real quick, was Smitty catching that deep bomb, because at that moment it felt like the game was already getting out of hand at that point, but that just felt like the raising the middle finger dagger into the hearts of all the Chiefs fans, and I loved it because Smitty's one of my favorite non-Raiders too. So I was like, that was cool.
Yeah. There was I saw somebody tweet. It was like, this is the best fuck you ball in the history of fuck you balls, and it was Patrick Mahomes throwing it to Xavier Worthy. I was like, that's not a fuck you ball. That's ass. That now the Smitty catch was absolutely fuck you dagger. Like we're going home with the win, and that was a beautiful pass, beautiful catch, beautiful play call, and it kind of reminded me. It was like at the same spot where he threw the ball to AJ 2 years ago. Not where AJ ended up at, but like where Jalen was. So like that was awesome. To your point, Wyatt, the top edge rushers right now hitting the market are Khalil Mack, who is will be 34 years old.
Bring him home.
Hassan Reddick, who, don't know how people feel about him. Matt Judon, 33 years old. Well, he's 32 right now. He'll end up being 33 before next season ends. DeMarcus Lawrence, who is 33 years old. Josh Sweat, Chase Young.
So I'd say Josh Sweat's probably the second youngest option. I think Chase Young's like right at the same age.
Chase Young is 2 years younger than him, but
so,
Chase Young is like
booty.
Yeah, it's.
I'd say, like combining age and talent, like he's probably in my opinion, like the third best edge on the market. I could see second. I think Khalil Mack's probably gonna be the most sought after from a contender, for sure. And then whether you want Josh Sweat or Matt Judon, that's my 2 and 3. It just kind of depends.
Yeah, it's like, are you going to go pay Josh right now? This year, you paid him $10 million. Are the Eagles really going to go out and pay him 17, 16? Same with Zach Bond. He made $3.5 million this year.
Yeah,
you're going to go pay him 11, 12 million? Like, those are kind of the questions. But my thing is with the Eagles, I think if you're Howie Roseman in the organization, like, you don't exactly have to. You go find another fucker from Georgia that fucking plays defense, and there you go.
Yeah. I think we'll keep Zach Bond. I think Zach Bond is like the priority. We also, in case everybody forgot, Nakobe Dean tore his patellar tendon, so he's going to be out for a while. So it's like Zach Bond has to pretty much come back at this point.
God, I love Nakobe Dean.
And Nakobe Dean's awesome. Hopefully he's back and healthy next year. But like you were saying, is like there's not a ton of players that are like leaving that are like super important. They're all important, but like the core of the team is still there. And the best part is the Eagles have, I believe it was the youngest defense in the NFL. And the best part about that is Darius Slay is like 35 years old, and he's bringing the average up. So if Darius Slay isn't there, sorry Slay, he like that age drops, and we're the best defense in the NFL, and we're very young. So
and Brandon Graham at 37's leaving too.
Yeah, no, you're right. But yeah, I think the Eagles could easily, run it back and get there next year. When we won it in 2018, we got lucky. I think we got insanely lucky. I can admit that now because we have 2 under our belt now. Nick Foles got hot at the right time. He got super hot at the right time, and so did the team. This team from the week 5 bye on lost to 1 game. We were like, I think it ended up being 15-1, 16-1, 15-1. Can't remember since week 5. That's crazy. And our only loss was Jalen Hurts got hurt. Devontae Smith dropped an insanely routine catch that would have ended the game.
Just to speak on the Chiefs for a minute, because I know neither one of y'all are probably going to want to.
Oh, shit.
The Eagles played a hell of a game, but the Chiefs entirely beat themselves. Not saying the Chiefs would have won the Super Bowl either way, but they beat themselves out of even making the game competitive. Joe Thuney, one of the best left guards ever, does not ever need to play left tackle again.
Bet Jalen Carter. Oh, and Josh Sweat.
Josh Sweat worked his shit all night. And truthfully, I mean, you're putting a guard at tackle who's played guard for his entire career, and they had to in the playoffs because of injury, I guess. But that was just fucking insane how bad he looked. And, I was like, who is that fucking left tackle? He's getting burnt. They're like, Joe Thuney. And I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, that's not what you expect out of Joe Thuney's. But again, you're putting someone out of position, and I think you found out really quick that he doesn't need to play tackle ever again. Kelsey had drops. Mahomes started seeing fucking ghosts after that second pick. They were out of their rhythm. They didn't play balanced football. They hardly ever ran the ball. I think they ran the ball maybe one time in the second half before I stopped watching. And you can't win that way. You can't play unbalanced, throw every down football and get beat when the other team's rushing 4. You're dropping 7 into coverage and you're getting beat. And you're only passing the ball. That's a recipe for disaster. And I'm gonna be honest. Early on in the game, you could kind of see that their thought process was, we're gonna take Saquon out of this ball game. We're gonna have them beat us in the air. And they stuck to that game plan and it worked. But then they started getting beat in the air, and it didn't really matter. The corners just couldn't keep up, and I think it showed that this team could throw the ball. Because that was the big question with the Eagles. They run the ball every fucking play, like push, and Saquon. Like, why do they never throw? They never throw it to A.J. Brown. And, I mean, he got a little heated there early in the game. And they caught a touchdown. That's like 3 plays later.
All he had to do was read the book. He was fine after that.
So I truly think that if the Bills would have learned how to tush push right, they would have been in this game. And it would have been a much better matchup. It really does show like the talent gap, though, between where the Chiefs were and where the Eagles were at that point. And it even further shows that if the Bills could just learn how to tush push right, they should have been in this game more than likely.
I wonder. So like, there's a lot of debate on social media that the AFC is like the powerhouse. It seems like the NFC has like they build teams, and then the AFC has a bunch of like top tier quarterbacks with no weapons whatsoever. And I think you saw that on display this game.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder. The Chiefs might be one of the worst 15 win teams in the history of the NFL. They might be, because that was terrible. They ran the ball, running backs. They ran the ball 7 times for a grand total of, quick math here, 24 yards.
You can't win that way.
No, absolutely not.
I do think you're right though. I think the weapons are in the NFC. DK, JJ, Malik, JSN. I'm AJ, Devontae.
I
mean, the Bengals have weapons, but they don't have a defense.
Yeah.
The NFC is building rosters. The AFC's
quarterbacks.
We're going to give our franchise quarterback half the salary cap, and we're going to roll.
Because the Bills don't have weapons. Honestly, I honestly think the Bills, out of the Bills and Ravens, with their current construction, are never going to win a Super Bowl because they don't have the weapons to do it. Zay Flowers should never be a number 1 receiver in the league, in my opinion. He's a little bit better than Jalen Waddle. I don't think Jalen Waddle should ever be a number 1 receiver in this league. And your number 1 receiver in fucking Buffalo is Dalton Kincaid, who's tight end. So, and I think Cincinnati's in a bad spot too, because if they go and pay Jamar and T, they're never going to have a defense because they're going to have no fucking cap room because you got 3 players eating up probably 50 to 60% of your cap space.
Right. I got an idea. Any final thoughts about the Super Bowl? Because we're talking about team building and stuff, I want to kind of actually dip our toes into that. But any final thoughts about the Super Bowl, and then we'll move on to team building because I have everything I need right in front of me.
Kendall, you got anything?
Chiefs won't be back next year. Fuck them.
I don't think they will either.
I got 4 words to describe the Super Bowl. They not like us.
Yeah, well. Hey, I will say this I'll say this. That was a great halftime show. I enjoyed every minute of it. It got me pumped. But obviously, I get it. So let's talk about free agents, because we're talking about team building. Let's look at position by position real quick and try to figure out who's the highest paid free agent going to be. So quarterback, your top options: Sam Darnold, Zach Wilson, Justin Fields.
That was a drop off from L.
Yeah, they're all they're ranked by previous AAV. So let's see: Trey Lance is going to be there, Drew Lock, Justin Fields, Jameis. Ooh, not much. Russell Wilson.
So Sam Darnold.
All
Russell
5 of them quarterbacks, I'm telling you, if they're in the same exact system, same exact weapons, there's no difference at all.
And then Daniel Jones.
Totally disagree. You put Zach Williams on the Vikings last year. They don't win fucking 14 games?
I'll give you Zach Wilson. Besides Zach Wilson, you put Russell Wilson on the Vikings. I think they're the same exact team they were.
I think they'd be similar. I don't think Justin Fields would be.
I think they'd be the same team they were.
I don't think so. I know Trey Lance wouldn't be.
Sam Darnold is dog shit. He's just got Kevin O'Connell.
I'm just going to say this. Sam Darnold's to the Raiders. 4-year deal, $150 million.
And I would be pissed. And you will see what I'm talking about, because he will be a bottom 3 starting quarterback in the league. 100% hands down.
Yeah. I hope you guys could draft a quarterback.
Please, God.
I pray to God.
They're gonna sign Sam Darnold, and they're gonna hedge their future on Sam Darnold. That's what's gonna happen. I'm manifesting it.
I could also see Pete Carroll trading for Matthew Stafford, but that's not here. Or
good fucking
later.
God.
I wouldn't. There's a couple veterans I wouldn't mind, and he's one of them.
So stats you throwing to nobody but Brock.
All that being said, if you're looking for a quarterback, this free agent class, not a good one. Not a good one at all. Running backs, Saquon, Derrick Henry, kind of, led last year's. Uh, the the top guys: Aaron Jones, Najee Harris, AJ Dillon, Nick Chubb, Javonte Williams. About it. J.K. Dobbins, if you're into that. Rico Dowdle.
I'd assume Aaron. I feel like Aaron Jones and Najee are going to get like damn near the same money.
Jalen Warren's a restricted free agent, and then so is Jordan Mason. Yeah, I mean, this isn't a great running back class either.
Kamara was like the highlight, and we re-signed him before the season was over.
I mean, Nick Chubb could be like we'll bring you in, see what you got, kind of deal.
Yeah.
You want that? Najee Harris is not great at football.
He looked better this year though in the Arthur Smith system.
Yeah, he still break one tackle, get tackled with the next one. Javonte Williams.
He's gonna be lucky to make a fucking roster.
He's rough.
There were games where he was averaging like 1.5 yards per carry. Like I had a fantasy game with him where I scored like 11 points, and it was like one rush for 1 yard and a touchdown and like 2 catches.
Hell yeah, go him. Wide receivers could be a little bit better. Stephon Diggs, T. Higgins, Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper, Chris Godwin, Brandon Cooks, Deontay Johnson, D Hop.
T. Higgins getting a bag.
Hollywood Brown.
T. Higgins would probably be the highest paid from what I've heard so far.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Diggs might make it back by the time the season starts. He'll be close. He might miss like the first couple weeks.
Yummy Brown is available still. But yeah, I mean, Diggs is somebody I worry about. He's 30. He's gonna be 31, turning 32. I didn't realize he was that old too, but I forgot he was there he was the guy that made the catch against the Saints.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, sorry to bring that up, but T. Higgins is the highlight of this. I think the offense really. Tight ends: Tyler Conklin, Juwan Johnson, Mo Alley Cox.
Juwan Johnson's the number 1 tight end. And that scares me because I don't know if we're going to be able to resign him then because there's going to be a market for him.
Good God. Offensive line. We'll just do offensive line real quick. We're looking at Zach Martin, 34 years old, Cam Robinson, Brendan Sheriff, Joseph Noteboom, Ryan Kelly, Morgan Moses. It's not good. Then we'll speed through defense real quick. Edge rushers, we already did that. D tackles, B.J. Hill, D.J. Jones, Sebastian Joseph. This free agent class is not good at all. Linebackers, I wish it would do interior linebackers. Hold on, we got it. Levante David, Bobby Wagner, Zach Bond, Eric Kendricks.
Zach Bond's probably the highest paid linebacker, and that would scare me if I'm an Eagle fan because he's the most attractive linebacker in this class.
Yeah,
now he's the most attractive defensive player.
Yeah. Cornerbacks, God, Carlton Davis, Charvarius Ward, DJ Reed, Jonathan Jones, Byron Murphy.
Probably DJ Reed be my number 1.
Yeah. And then safeties, Justin Reed, Justin Simmons, who's old, Marcus Epps, who
just tore his ACL.
Yeah. Xavier Woods, Jeremy Chin.
Good Lord.
It's not a great free agent class. This is going to be.
You know what? I'm kind of glad the Saints don't have any fucking cap room because it's not worth spending any fucking money on.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not a good draft class, or not draft class, free agent class. Draft class this year should be a little bit more stacked than previous years because these are the guys. It's a mixture of like the 5-year or like the 5th-year seniors who had the COVID year, so it's a lot more talent coming in than previous years. So if you have draft capital, you're good, but you're not going to be building a team through free agency. But you got to do that, Sporkle.
Yeah. Do we want to talk about any teams that we think are going to be rebuilding or making the jump next year? Maybe one each.
So I think my criteria will be like they didn't make the playoffs this year, and they'll make it next year. And like if the Commanders didn't make the playoffs, I'd pick the Commanders.
Yeah.
But um, you know, really, I guess the safest answer is probably the Bengals if they do spend their money. Joe Burrow is on like a media run right now, just saying, "Hey, we can spend some money, make this team better. Let's do it." But like, there's not a ton of options really that are even viable. The Bears could be a team. Could be a team. I don't know. What about you guys? Maybe the Panthers.
In that division, any team could win it every year right now.
I was gonna go in the NFC. I was gonna go Falcons. I bet off season with Penix, get some chemistry down further with the starters. They were 500 team this year with Kirk playing like dog shit, and then they switched to Penix. I think the Falcons have a talented roster. They have talent everywhere. So I think an off season would benefit them greatly. So I think they'll win that division next year.
For me, I could see a world. Now, quarterback is a huge question mark for them. The Jets, if they found the right guy, let's say the Jets go sign Sam Darnold, and Sam Darnold has success there, or they draft a quarterback. Yeah, or they could draft a quarterback and they have success early. They have the pieces around the quarterback position that are solid. I also think the 49ers, based on how they play their offseason cards, could instantly jump back up into playoff contention. So
I did forget about the 49ers. I do think they'll be back, whether CMC is the same or not.
That was a 6-win team last year. It's insane.
Yeah, I know that. I feel like they're coached too well, and when they're healthy, they got too much talent not to be back.
Well, what do you think happens to Aaron Rodgers? Does he go to the Vikings? Does he complete the Brett Favre tour?
The Favre tour. I don't know. I don't know how many teams would be willing to take on that whole thing.
Some desperate team is.
I don't think the Steelers would.
I think Mike Tomlin would try to beat his ass at some point.
I'm trying to.
It'd be interesting to see how they'd match for sure. But I feel like Tomlin always wants to try to win, so I feel Rodgers is going to want to go try to win. Obviously,
I'm not going to lie. I could see him going to Las Vegas on like a short-term bridge deal,
and then they trade for Devontae Adams
again, and they draft a quarterback. Maybe draft like a Milroe or somebody like that in the second round. Get Aaron for the year.
And then Milroe beats him out for the starting job.
I don't know about that. Jalen Milroe can't throw.
Opening Sunday of the season, he runs out with the American flag, tears his Achilles again, second play. And here comes Jalen Milroe to save the season. But they had Devontae Adams this time because they traded for him, and Aaron Rodgers can't play without him.
All right. On the flip side of that, what's a team or teams, in y'all's opinion, that are either going to suck next year or going to continue to suck to the point where let's pick a team that we predict is going to be in the top 3 of next year's draft.
The Saints.
Please.
I don't know why Kellen Moore took the job. I know why he took it, but I don't know why he took it.
Can I talk about that for a second? Because I feel there's some news for me.
Go for it.
I'm glad he took the job because we were running out of fucking options. We were about to have to bring Darren Rizzi back, but we aren't. I think one of the reasons about having that job that's kind of attractive is, one, the culture that's already in the locker room solid. New Orleans is a great city, but also you get the chance to completely rebuild the team. And one of the big things that was coming out of reports with meetings with Kellen Moore was he was kind of guaranteed, like, hey, we know we suck. We're going to give you time. we're not expecting anything from you this upcoming season. So I don't see a world in where even if the Saints go 1-16, that Kellen gets fired, because they're not looking at Kellen Moore as the coach to bring this team to wins in 2025. They're looking to how can he coach the team going into 2026. I hope we're the number one team. I hope we lose every single game next year and we draft Arch Manning. The march for Arch begins now.
Buddy,
Now,
every team is 0-0 right now. Your
Yeah.
mindset should be to win until it's
But here's
physically
the deal.
impossible not to make the playoffs.
Here's the deal. You know, the last 4 or 5 years, we've went into the season and it's been, hey, we got a decent roster, we could make a playoff run, and we win 7 games, and we win 8 games, and we don't make the playoffs, and then we win 8 games. Like, for me, I just want to see this team. Like, I want to see this team get torn down so we can build it back better. Because the city of New Orleans and its fans deserve better than whatever the fuck we just put on the field these last 17 games, outside of the first 2 weeks. First 2 weeks was the most fun I've had watching football in about 3 years. And then it went to shit.
And the Eagles came to town.
And then it went to shit. You know, I'm hoping that part of the Kellen Moore's deal was the guarantee that we're either going to look for another quarterback option or we're going to get rid of Derek Carr completely. Because in my opinion, that's the first thing that should happen, is he should be off the team. Especially after his comments about not wanting to take a pay cut. Like, you're gone. So hopefully he's gone. Spencer starts the year. We have a rough season. It sucks. And then hopefully we build for the future. Every team's got to rebuild eventually. The Eagles eventually are going to suck, and they're going to have to rebuild. Every team has to. I'm just tired of us spending the last 10 years since Drew Brees retired trying to hold on to something that was already gone.
If I'm reading this right, you can get rid of them. You can cut them, but it'll be $50 million in dead cap.
Fuck it. Let's do it. And let's not sign a single free agent, and let's walk in with exactly 53 fucking people and let it roll. And fucking suck. I don't care.
Man. Woo!
Because I'm telling you, if Arch Manning becomes a Saint, you know how full circle that is? The last first-round quarterback the Saints drafted was his grandpa. We have not drafted a quarterback in the first round of the NFL draft since Archie Manning was drafted in like the fucking 70s. So if it comes down to 50 years later we're drafting Arch, like, that's badass in my opinion. So but ultimately I just hope that the team gives Kellen patience no matter what. And that hopefully he's the right fit for the job, because I don't want to go through another head coaching search, because it's not fun watching the media shit on how bad your team is.
That's crazy. The dead cap is. You guys are screwed. You guys are with him. You guys are with him until the wheels fall off.
$50 million in dead cap, yeah, I know. Or $50 million over. And what's funny is if we restructured his deal, and I think it was Carr and Taysom, we'd be in positive money. But Carr won't restructure.
If he restructured, you could get out of it. But really, the logical way to get out of it is to ride it out till 2026, and then cut him. It'd still be $28 million in dead cap, but that is a lot less than $50 million. If you want to ride it again, you have a void year in 2027. So you guys are screwed.
He might be the most expensive backup quarterback in the league next year.
Yeah, it might. Just
Fun fact: Kellen Moore kicked his fucking ass in college.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. They played against each other in college, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right, Kendall, do you have a team that's going to rebuild?
I don't know if I want to call it rebuild. I'm gonna call it takes a massive step back.
The Lions.
That's not the Lions in the same division. I'm going Vikings, and it's not because Sam Darnold is leaving. it's because that defense and their quarterback play this year way outperformed their talent level and themselves. And the last time the Vikings were this good was, not counting this season, 2 seasons ago. And then the year after, they were mid. So I feel like it's going to happen again. I feel like they're going to take a step back and be just below a 500 team.
All right. We ready for Sporkle?
Yeah, I'll say this real quick. I think the Lions are going to take a step back next year too. That's just me. I think Jared Goff is going to go back to being the old Jared Goff we do know. But yeah, let me pull it up real quick. All right.
I got a full screen for this so I can see the teams.
I
All
can
right,
also
so
do-
we have the. Can you name every NFL quarterback that played in 2024? So I think we just let it rip.
all right. Well, we know the first one.
Yep.
Kyler Murray.
Kirk and
Kirk,
Penix,
Penix,
Lamar.
Jackson.
Josh Allen.
Ooh,
Who's the backup in Boston?
Let's come back to it. Bryce Young,
And
Andy Dalton,
Caleb.
Caleb, Burrow,
This is
Deshaun,
Winston, Deshaun,
DTR.
DTR,
DTR.
and was it Mike White?
No.
Or no, it
we'll
was
come back to
okay.
We
I
got
just don't want to waste too much time. Dak,
Prescott, Lance, and Rush.
Cooper, or no, yeah.
next.
Bo Nix,
Uh,
Jared Goff, Jared Love, Malik Willis,
Stroud,
CJ Stroud,
Flacco,
AR, and Flacco.
yeah.
T Law.
Well, let me.
You scroll
Yeah.
down a little bit.
Who's the other one? It's the same.
Mac
it's
Jones.
Mac Jones.
Yeah.
Wentz
Mahomes
and-
and Wentz.
Dope. What's many?
Minshew, O'Connell, and Ritter.
Going back up.
Herbert. Stafford and Garoppolo.
Oh God. Somebody look that one up.
GAROPPOLO.
Hey Siri. Oh, never mind.
Got it. Dolphins got Tua.
Teddy Bridgewater. No, wait, no, shit.
No.
It's he played for the Ravens. Who's the he was backup. Made the
Huntley, Tyron Huntley.
Oh,
Or
Huntley. Yeah.
and then no, it was Mike White. Oh, it was Skylar Thompson.
Skylar Thompson. Good job, bud.
Then we
May.
got Brissett.
Drake May.
This is Carr, Rattler, and Hayner.
Drew Lock.
And
Tommy
those-
DeVito.
Tommy DeVito. Aaron Rodgers.
Pickett and
Hurts. Pickett.
Hurts.
Wilson.
Fields.
No, Pickett didn't start. It was wait, no, he did start.
I think it's 2.
But they got Tanner McKee. Pickett started one game. Shit's ass. Wilson.
Fields and Wilson.
Purdy.
Brandon Allen. Motherfucker.
Next. Smith. Mayfield.
Baker.
Levis.
Levis.
And who's the other? Who started?
Fuck.
Who started?
Oh, it's Mason Rudolph.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Mason Rudolph.
All right.
The Browns won.
All right. We're missing 3. Let's split it up. Let's like one person think of one person think of the other.
I think I can get the Browns one.
Go crazy.
Let me think about the 49ers. Chase, you think Bills. And is this? I'm assuming this is in order of appearance since.
Yes.
Yeah. So this was Brock, Brandon Allen, and then someone else.
Was it Josh Johnson? No,
All
it was
All right.
Dobbs.
Dobbs.
Well, why you're supposed to be thinking of the Browns?
Sorry, it came to my fucking head.
Well, now we can work on the Browns and
Yeah.
Bills together. I can't think of it because, like, I remember. Oh wait. Is it Kyle Allen? No, because Josh Allen. Never mind.
Was it? You think it was the last game? You think they just? I think it was when they just sat people.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it was.
I literally heard Jameis talking about this guy in an interview. He's like a Mike White kind of quarterback.
Who? The Browns?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of who the Bills played the last week. Is the Patriots, and they lost. The Patriots beat the Bills the last week, but I don't know who started the quarterback for the
Jake
Bills.
Fromm?
No, he ain't been in the league 8 years, I don't think.
Who? Fromm?
It's Trubisky.
Oh, it was Trubisky. Yeah.
Now it's just
Good
the
job,
fucking
bud.
Browns.
The guy that's been the league for 3 years.
DTR. So he's a year older than DTR. Who also has been in the league 3 years? Skylar Thompson. That doesn't help. Malik Willis. That doesn't help.
Oh wow. Dude, I can't think of anybody past those 3.
Mike White. That's fucking terrible, dude.
I feel like it was probably fucking they started a receiver or some shit.
No, he's a white quarterback. I can see, he's God bless America. Like he's right there. Bailey Zappi. I was thinking, I was like, I'm pretty sure he used to play for the Patriots.
I remember I saw his name when I was scrolling through the free agents, and I was like, oh, he played for the Browns now. And I forgot he was on the practice squad for the whole year.
Yeah, he played the last game of the year.
Yeah, I mean, I would have started Jameis the whole year. Did he get hurt, or is that just in my franchise?
I don't think he got hurt. I think he was just throwing too many picks.
Okay,
honestly, just the last little tidbit here. I think Jameis is a starter in 2025. Like one of the New York teams. Dude, I think he could. I think he could play. I'm not saying he's gonna be great. He's gonna throw interceptions, but he's gonna play.
There's just like so many quarterback needy teams that you got a point. He might actually.
He's probably like the second or third best quarterback option in free agency.
Your Las Vegas Raiders week 1 starting quarterback is
Jameis Winston.
Bailey Zapp. I'm just fucking with you. Sam Darnold.
Cam Ward.
I'd like that, but I'm gonna go. I want Jalen Milroe or Cam Ward, but I'm gonna say Jackson Dart.
Before we wrap up the show, we'll do this. You keep talking. I'm gonna pull it up.
Deadass, I could see Jackson Dart going early.
I could see him his draft stock rising as we get closer
through the
closer.
combine and stuff. Yeah, because like truthfully, I do think one of the top 2 teams picks a quarterback, if not both of them. Like the Browns and the Titans both need a quarterback. Personally,
they do, but the Titans GM said they're not dead set on taking a quarterback because
exactly.
he got asked about it. I think the Titans are legit going to take Travis Hunter, and I think that'd be a mistake.
This is what I just ran.
Ashton Genty at 6.
Nick, who the fuck
think
is
I-
Nick Scorton?
Nick Gordon's really
Dude.
good. Nick Gordon's good.
I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I think Ashton Genty's going to be a hell of a football player for somebody. Running backs are easy to fall in love with. He'll probably be one of my favorite players. But if we take a running back at 6, I'm going to be pissed off.
Let's see. I'd like Mason Graham.
Shedeur.
Well, wait, scroll down. If fucking T Mac is there at 9, you pick fucking T Mac. Chris Olave's got fucking CTE, dog. You got to take him if he's there. He's the only receiver I would draft at 9 if we had the ability to. Otherwise, go get Mason Graham. But
Do one more, just one more for scientific purposes only.
it had us trading into the first round at 25. What the fuck?
Shedeur.
Michael Williams. I wouldn't hate that pick either. Defensive line, I wouldn't hate.
I don't think
You
Shedeur's
just-
falling at
Oh,
6.
Dude, I'm a lot like those first 5 to get to Shedeur though. Like that's not totally out of the question.
I think
Like,
maybe
maybe
Abdul
not
Carter.
Giants is out of
specific order.
the Giants are not taking a receiver.
Fair.
I could see the
Oh.
Browns not taking a quarterback because I think the Browns are about to rebuild and they may want to build roster first. But the Giants, they already just took Neighbors. They've got a few offensive line pieces and a couple defensive pieces. Like they're going to take quarterback.
I'm not saying if they got a quarterback, the Giants could win 7-8 games. Truthfully, they got a decent skill position guy.
They have pieces.
Yeah,
They don't have a roster. They have pieces. I feel like they're 100% taking a quarterback.
Well, one thing I noticed in this exercise, Ashton Genty got picked here. He got picked here, and now he got picked here.
there's no way
nobody
he
got-
gets picked at 18.
Ashton Genty could go anywhere in the first round.
Personally, in my opinion, Ashton Genty does not fall farther than 12 to Dallas.
I
If
think
Dallas
will
has
take
the opportunity, they're going to draft him.
him. They're going to look. Jerry's going to look at him and be like, "You're going to make me some money and draft
My
him."
new bell cow, boy.
But,
We're going
that
to run
sounds
you
just
into the
like him.
ground like Ezekiel.
Yep, I can see that happening, but we'll see.
All right. Well, guys, it's been a great football season. We made it all the way through.
We did.
All the way through baseball season.
We
all
sure
the way
did.
through football season. So proud of us for sticking consistent. Baseball's up next. Next week we got a lot to talk about. We have time, but we do have a lot to talk about between now and opening day, and we got some shit that we got to get through. So we're going to be talking about divisions themselves. We're going to be talking about teams. We're going to be talking about fantasy sleepers, fantasy busts potentially, all kinds of stuff leading up into the MLB season. And then we'll start doing our weekly recaps of the MLB season and talking a little bit of free agency and the draft here in the next couple months. So a lot of exciting content coming to the channel, and we hope you guys are here the rest of the way. So like, comment, subscribe, look at all of our sponsors and links down below. Follow all the guys on the Link Lineup podcast and watch their videos, watch their channel. And boys, it's been a ride. Go Saints.
Go O's.
Go Yanks.